All right, so we have a typical heavyweight biped. Let's see what's bringing on the other side, other than a hot pink tank.
That's all that matters.
Wrong. It is a hot pink tank.
Straight glorious.
All right, so we've got two heavyweight bipedals in play right now. Let's see. So he has battle rifle, Gatling gun, high-speed missile, a KE shield, and a Kurosawa. That's MrSloth, by the way.
Yep, and Seigh, I can't quite see what he's got. I think he's got the jammer again this time.
Yep, he's using the same build he was using when he was fighting Seb.
Nice. Oh, man, Sloth coming in hot, already above Seigh and taking first blood.
Yep, already down 6k AP.
Wow, excellent maneuvering. Just probably caught him off guard at almost all. It caught me off guard, that's for sure.
Yep, he did not give him a chance to set up. He just said, hey, I'm going to go straight in, and I'm going to hit you, and you're not going to expect it.
Smart maneuver, knowing that his opponent might have the jammers. You know, it does take a little bit of time to switch to the jammer, place it down, and switch back to his weapons. So trying to, you know, take the initiative and not give his opponent, or maybe at least catch his opponent in the middle of switching weapons to reduce their overall damage output that they could do in that moment. But blows starting to be traded back and forth now. I just saw Seigh get staggered for a little bit there. Yep. Seigh trying to answer back with the Gatling gun, but he is just taking damage every time he peeks.
MrSloth is just not giving him time to breathe. He knows if he lets Seigh get set up, it's going to be playing right into his game. So he's just going in and making sure he's keeping him on his toes.
Yeah, and doing a great job of applying a lot of pressure. I'm just watching Seigh's life total dwindle.
Yep, it's dropping like a rock. 12,000.
There's just a lot of fire being exchanged, but Sloth just clearly the victor in a lot of these exchanges. Oh, man, Seigh almost in an opportune spot to go for a kick, but just didn't quite make it. But
right,
yeah,
just 4,000 left. He tried to deploy a recon there, but it just didn't. He's just Seigh's not giving him. MrSloth's not giving him the chance.
Yeah, I mean, Sloth just really applying the pressure, not giving him, as you say, any time to get his own game plan set in motion. But a great way to counter his opponent's strategy. Excellent technical play.
Definitely. First game goes to MrSloth.
Nigerian says, that tank got wasted. No, it just exploded from being 20% cooler. That's just what happens when you're that awesome. That was just a lot of Gatling gun fire that game from both sides, from both players. Pretty exciting to watch.
All right, looks like MrSloth is opting to bring his regular heavyweight again. Seeing how it did him pretty well the first time around, it's not surprising.
Looks like we got something different out of Slay's corner.
Seigh.
Say
it.
What?
Nothing.
All right, let's switch over to Seigh. Seigh in a heavyweight as well, so battle of the heavyweights.
MrSloth continuing his usual approach and going full in, trying to catch Seigh off guard.
Say it. Say his name.
Seigh. I think that's actually a midweight. Is that a midweight?
From Seigh's end, it could be. He's moving pretty fast.
Yeah, that definitely looks like a midweight.
Despite how big he looks, so I may have called it wrong.
Yep, that's definitely a midweight. He's going for a very heavy AP-packed midweight.
A lot of fire being exchanged between these two players, but the life total is relatively even so far. I saw a shotgun blast go wide right coming out of Seigh, though. Yep. Both opponents squaring back up yet again.
Yep, it looks like Seigh is trying to push for greater mobility this time while still retaining somewhat decent defenses.
Yeah, and he's abandoned the jammer plan on this map. So we'll see. Sloth is going to have to adopt to this new play coming out of Seigh in this second game here.
Yep, both players just trading blows, currently about even in AP.
It's a lot of just standing and trading. Seigh trying to get a peek, but just didn't connect with any of that, unfortunately. Sloth just slightly ahead in life total. We're going to see... Oh, man, just firing that triple BR shot straight into the side of that building. Seigh didn't quite have it locked at all.
Yeah, it looks like MrSloth has opted to take away from the damage racing approach and is actually using a shield and a Karasoa, but now he's switching it back up.
But he does have the AP lead, as small as it may be. Again, unleashing a volley right into the side of that building.
He tries to...
There, one round out of that triple burst connected, but it was ineffective. Seigh struggling just a little bit, it feels like. One volley did find its mark pretty well, though. Both players, again, just sort of just even in terms of life totals. No one really giving ground to the other yet. Oh, that laser hit definitely connected, though, out of MrSloth. Well-placed shot.
Yep, and it's starting to look like a repeat of Helmasa versus Switchback, whereas
Right.
MrSloth is being on the offensive and Seigh is just trying to stay back and look for openings. He's not getting a lot, though, as MrSloth is slowly starting to pile on that damage.
Seigh maybe not timing his peaks, quite optimally. I've seen him fire a number of volleys straight into the side of the building. I think maybe just playing a little bit cautiously, not wanting to get caught out in the open, being aware that his opponent does have a laser that can deal a fair amount of damage. So I think just trying to pick his shots right, but the timing needs to be tightened up just slightly.
Yep, and another thing you notice is that whenever Seigh is trying to peek out, MrSloth is catching him and meeting him with gunfire.
Yeah. Sloth just doing a fantastic job this game. Really keeping Seigh on the back foot. That was a great shot out of Seigh, though. Not sure how much damage it did, but it was a pretty solid connection. And both are going to come out from behind cover and exchange blows. But it absolutely doesn't seem to favor Seigh very much every time that happens. I mean, Sloth has lost maybe 1,000 points of damage between the number of recent exchanges. And Seigh has definitely been on the more receiving end of the damage output.
Yep, and there we go again. Another small opening, and MrSloth just pumps in a few more damage.
That was a nice solid connection, but again, still just not enough. He's got to do a lot more than this to catch back up.
Does Seigh still have his rifle? Because earlier I believe he was hitting him with it, and then all of a sudden he trains to the 3BR.
He does. Yeah, he does have the 3BR out right now, as well as his rifle. But again, a lot of these volleys are going into the side of this building he's using for cover. Both players trying to maneuver into position. That was a great connection. He's starting to do a little bit more damage, maybe tightening up his timing just slightly. Might see him kick off the side of this wall here in just a second. There he goes. Oh, nope, but Sloth is going to hang back. Going up over the top.
All right, MrSloth
Avoiding
just
some
rushing
damage. Oh, this feels like a great spot to land a shot, but Seigh's going to miss. And man, he's going to get punished, taking about 3,000 points of damage out of Sloth. Great exchange for Sloth. It felt like a really great opportunity for Seigh, but he wasn't able to line it up quite as well as he would have liked to. Now we see the laser being charged, and it's going to connect out of Sloth. Sloth really pouring on the hurt. Here comes the Gatling fire. Seigh just scrambling for cover. Able to get away, but not before eating about 3,000 points of damage out of that exchange.
Right there, he just tried to kick him, and he was just a little bit off.
Yeah, he was a little bit too high. Sloth also kind of reading that correctly and backing up as well. Maybe able to catch him, not quite. Seigh missing a number of critical opportunities to land some shots. I'm not sure what's happening, But there's a great one up close. But again, just every time he peeks out, he's eating massive chunks of damage. He's down below 700 health right now.
Yep.
Went for another kick, but did not connect. Again, it's getting very, very precarious here for Seigh. Seigh doing his best to stay, behind cover, because as we say, every time he's peeked, he's taken damage.
Yep.
And he's just really going to have to fight for just one critical opening and capitalize on as best as he can. We're coming up on the 3-minute mark, but I think this is going to do it out in the open, unprotected. Yep.
Too little, too late. And that's going to close up game 2.
Game 2 going to Sloth. Sloth will be your winner.
Taking it 2-0 over Seigh. His offensive and very aggressive style just completely eclipsed Seigh's defensive. And it simply was too much for him to handle.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead and update the bracket in a second. MrSloth. Okay, and next we are going to be having Helamasa versus Desiccation. There's also going to be another interesting match because these are two very battle-hardened players, very skilled. Have played Desiccation's a JP veteran, having played for a very, very long time, and is very good with a variety of different styles. So it's going to be quite an interesting battle seeing these two duke it out.
Which players were that again? I need to update my stuff on screen.
It is Helamasa versus Desiccation.